The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, a suburban rubbish collector and a woman highlighting the issue of dog poo top a local awards ceremony. A former Wanaka artist films a first-person account of getting out of Israel as rockets fly overhead. And a group of young volunteers revive some traditional Maori skills to build an ancient canoe. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. Some of Dunedin's environmental stars have been awarded for their efforts as part of an annual initiative celebrating the city's beauty. The Keep Dunedin Beautiful Awards shines a light on the importance of a clean environment and encourages members of the public to get involved.
Loud applause for 85-year-old Brian Larson after being named as one of the award winners at the Keep Dunedin Beautiful Awards. Larson was among 29 nominees at the Dunedin Public Art Gallery on Monday, up for awards across 5 categories. The Mosgiel resident was recognised for his 11-year mission, helping clean his local streets after the death of his late wife. Dunedin City Councillor Mandy Mayhem congratulated all the nominees, thanking them for their hard work.
Please take pride in your efforts and the fact that people do appreciate what you do. You deserve to be here, and this is an opportunity for your community to thank you for your mahi.
Meanwhile, Dunedin resident Antonia Wood won the Jan Tucker Special Award for her commitment to keeping the city streets clear of rubbish and dog poo.
Many of you do the work without expectation of receiving recognition, but tonight we see you and we thank you.
The annual initiative is part of the nationwide Keep New Zealand Beautiful campaign and recognises the work of local schools, individuals and businesses in projects they've been involved in over the past year.
They help to inspire others in the community to look at their own actions and think about how to make our city and environment even more special.
Dunedin Mayor Jules Radish hopes the awards will encourage other members of the public to join in the mission to help keep the city clean and looking good. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A Dunedin man is set to spend the next 7.5 months confined to his home after his gross negligence led to the death of his partner. 67-year-old Carl Longshore was sentenced to home detention in the High Court at Dunedin on Monday, 5 years after the death of his on-off partner Polly Riddell. She overdosed on a variety of substances at the defendant's Brighton home in 2018. However, he didn't call emergency services for an hour, leading to her tragic death. The victim's mother, Rosemary Riddell, is a retired judge and was disappointed about the sentence given Longshore's behaviour.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it was justice. Justice for a life, 7.5 months home detention, I don't think so. But that's the law.
Judge Jonathan Eaton acknowledged it was a case of gross negligence, sentencing Longshore to 7.5 months home detention. A former Wanaka man went from heaven to hell after arriving just within hours at Tel Aviv airport last weekend as the Israeli-Palestine escalated. Topher Strauss has given a first-hand account of his events that unfolded prior to the Hamas attacks earlier this month, which caused thousands of deaths.
Terrifying sounds of explosions and air raid sirens wailing. Former Wanaka filmmaker and artist Topher Strauss is now based in the United States, but was documenting his first trip to Jerusalem for an art project. However, his day out swimming in the Mediterranean Sea quickly descended into a nightmare. He was soon forced to run along the beach, shooting images while rockets were being launched above him as Hamas struck from the Gaza Strip.
I don't know what's going on, but you can see missiles above me.
The military operation was in response to what's been described as growing Israeli aggression in the West Bank, which has seen thousands of deaths on both sides. Strauss also filmed himself running on the streets later that night, looking for a safe place to stay, before returning back to his accommodation. Tel Aviv airport was a scene of chaos, with mass cancellations of flights the next morning, and thousands of people waiting in line for answers.
It's a horrible situation. We're still kind of digesting what has happened to so many innocent people.
Strauss was able to secure a flight out and is now safely at home with his mother and family in the United States, posting an emotional update to his many friends in Wanaka. From Tel Aviv, The South Today.
Oamaru police are on the lookout for a vape thief who stole 3 disposable nicotine canisters from a store last week after stuffing them down his pants. The young male suspect was caught on CCTV footage on Friday, committing the theft at the Infused Vape Shop in Thames Street. Infused Vape Shop co-owners Tracy Pyle and Brendan Cromwell say they're gutted about the incident, which happened while serving another customer. The suspect can be seen picking up 3 disposable vapes from the shelf and putting them down his pants before walking slowly out of the store and sprinting off down the road. Tips have been flooding in through the shop's social media accounts, giving possible leads about the alleged offender, with police investigation still continuing. Dunedin is gearing up for a busy cruise ship season, with confirmation trains will once again be a mode of transport for many visitors to the city. Port Otago has bookings for 129 cruise ship visits this upcoming summer season, an increase of more than 20 ships compared to last season. A train service between Dunedin and Port Chalmers will assist in bringing some passengers into the city, thanks to an arrangement between Dunedin Railways and Kiwi Rail. Cruise manager Carolyn Bennett says while there won't be a train for every ship, the plans will help relieve pressure on Otago Regional Council buses. There's also due to be an increase in expedition ships this year, venturing from Dunedin down to the sub-Antarctic. The cruise ship season launches in early November, with the arrival of Royal Princess continuing through until the last visit by Ovation of the Seas next April. An Otago Waka Club is putting wind in the sails of its young volunteers, reviving old skills that connect whānau with the ocean. The Karatane group have been busy building a traditional canoe, thanks to the help of the youth.
These young volunteers are combining old techniques with modern materials as they build a traditional double-hulled waka. And while they may not have any experience in woodwork, they're being guided by their elders from the Haute-Ruruku ki Puketaraki Waka Club in Karitane. It's all part of a project called Ruruku. It's about more than just binding together pieces of wood, with the goal of helping forge connections between the generations.
It's allowed us to bring the whānau together to learn to build a sailing waka using modern materials but traditional design.
The team recently completing the build of an 18-foot waka ama with the help of around 40 rangatahi. That boat made its first voyage in July on the estuary of the Waikuaiti River. Club member Brendan Flack says this new project is helping revive old knowledges of voyaging and connecting whānau to the ocean.
Skills have been long lost in this part of Polynesia, so it's an opportunity for our young people to, reconnect with the world of their ancestors.
Flack believes it's important to teach these traditional techniques to the younger generation and to encourage them to pass on that knowledge in the future. In Dunedin, The South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on The South Today. The red carpet is rolled out for the biggest car show in the South Island, and a busy public street gets taken over by petrol heads, adding new challenges to an annual rally.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Such a sweet girl.
you dreaming about?
Just music.
The Power of Dreams by Honda.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Thousands of car enthusiasts rolled into Dunedin over the weekend to attend the biggest indoor car show in the South Island. Local motoring fans were treated to a showcase of engineering excellence, with the event described by some as a petrol head's heaven.
Car lovers checking out some of these luxurious high-end vehicles and keen to see a history of transport. Thousands of motoring fans of all ages flocked to the Dunedin Edgar Centre on Sunday to attend this year's Auto Spectacular car show. The all-day event featured more than 300 vehicles across different eras, including premium brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini and Aston Martin.
Yeah, you can walk around half dozen times and still see something different. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's unreal.
Vehicles of all shapes, colours and sizes were on display by their owners, with plenty of entertainment, even for younger visitors.
It's the biggest indoor car show in the South Island, and it's just, yeah, people think it's quirky because of the way it's set out, but that's what people love.
Roscoe's managing director Ross McDonald says there's a tight-knit community of car lovers in the city, with the event helping bring many like-minded people together.
Best part for the event's catching up with all my mates, all my old friends that have been doing up cars that I don't get to catch up with, just work so friggin' busy.
The Dunedin Auto Spectacular also helps attract a new generation of motoring enthusiasts, with the popular car show set to remain an annual event. In Dunedin, the South today.
A Sunday afternoon drive took on a whole new meaning in Cromwell over the weekend as dozens of keen racers took to the rural backroads. Competitors had a challenging new course to tackle this year after organisers secured permission to use a public street for the big event.
Showing off their speed against a very scenic backdrop. The Central Otago Motorsport Club revved up on Sunday afternoon for their annual tarmac sprint taking place on Mount Pisa Road. Founding member Ken Galbraith says the club's been trying to secure the public street for racing for the last 11 years, and the 3.5 kilometre course proved a challenge for drivers.
It's uphill, there's fast spots, it's technical, and it's, for most of us it's close to home as well.
29 drivers from Central Otago and Queenstown hit the road for the event. Competitors racing in a variety of vehicles, from hatchbacks through to fully fledged race cars.
And you want to have fun, and this is grassroots. This is grassroots racing, where that's all you want to do is you put your car on the trailer, come here, take it off, go for a race, put it back on the trailer, and it's all good for the next event.
The council closed Mount Pisa Road for the big race day, Galbraith thanking local residents for giving them the space to allow drivers to show off their motorsport skills. In Cromwell, the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. The Keep Dunedin Beautiful Awards took centre stage this week, celebrating some environmentally focused residents. Former Wanaka filmmaker Topher Strauss escaped war-torn Israel, shooting a first-person account of his time. And young volunteers are busy keeping their hands busy at the Otago Waka Club, using ancient Maori techniques with new materials to build a traditional canoe. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello Mike.
Good evening, Hannah.
What can we expect to read in the midweek paper?
Well, we've got news of a planned potential upgrade at one of Dunedin's most notorious intersections where State Highway 1 comes into town. Okay. There are plans, but they're not all met with universal approval, it turns out.
Sure. Okay.
We've also got a story of a dramatic clifftop rescue, kind of following on from our dramatic Clutha rescue river story from the other day. There's a lot of rescuing going on in the south right now. We've got to talk to some of the local mayors about the prospect of Three Waters reform in the wake of the new election, and they're basically saying the issue isn't going away and it's still going to be very expensive. Friday, Wednesday means it's our food section. Fresh, it turns out, is covering the New Zealand Cheese Makers Month, which it is right now, believe it or not.
Okay.
And there's some pretty cheesy recipes there. And also something to really look out for in our sports section is an interview with Hannah Porter, a former Black Fern and now head of women's high performance rugby. It's a great read.
Brilliant. We look forward to it. Thank you for sharing this evening, Mike.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, light westerly airflow will be around for the next few days, and it should keep fine weather here for most of the region. Heading to the top of the South Island, there's some light winds about tomorrow, but otherwise it's looking fine with 17 degrees in Nelson, 16 over in Greymouth and in Christchurch too. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. Changing light winds and lovely blue skies through here tomorrow with 16-degree highs in Ashburton, Timaru and Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. A gorgeous spring day through the valleys tomorrow with warm temperatures and light winds, up to 18 in Queenstown and a 19-degree day in Wanaka and Alexandra. Heading further south, fine with westerlies as we come over here. Expect 16-degree highs for Gore and Balclutha, with a clear 15 degrees on the way for the Catlins. Across to Invercargill, becoming fine tonight as it drops to 5 degrees. The next 2 days are looking sunny with spots of cloud at times, westerly winds and lovely 16-degree highs. And finally heading to Dunedin, just some cloud about as it drops to 6 tonight. Tomorrow looks fine with sunshine and patchy cloud with southwesterlies and a high of 16. Then Thursday brings more of the same, just with an afternoon northeasterly and a warmer high of 17 degrees. And that's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite au popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.